Hey everyone, thanks for joining me tonight on the Sunday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins, specifically XRP tonight. I'm going to move some crypto around for you guys, and as always, I'll do my very best to get to your questions. So I'm here back home with the rig. I really appreciate everyone joining me on Sunday night. We were out of town this weekend, went down to Fort Wayne to visit some relatives and some friends, and I was planning on doing the live stream on schedule in my hotel room, but it was starting to get late in the afternoon. We were visiting some relatives, and my dad wanted to go out for dinner, and I didn't want to miss a free meal, so I went ahead and postponed the live stream to tonight. So once again, I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. We had a nice time in Fort Wayne. It's only about a 2.5 hour drive from where we live here in Grand Rapids, so it was a bit of a short trip, but it was nice. I just wanted to highlight to you guys some stuff that I've received. I have this SecureX cryptocurrency wallet, touchscreen wallet. It's from the wallet is called a W20. The company is called SecureX, and they sent me their Nifty wallet, which I did a video on that. But this one I haven't unboxed or opened yet. So she reminded me, hey, are you going to do a video on this one? So I'll probably get this one done this week. And then after long last, I finally received my cold card wallet. I think it's like tamper-proof sealed here, so I didn't want to tear it open until I did the unboxing video. And then they gave me 2 of these little, I don't know what they're tap signer cards, which I guess work with your phone. So I'll play around with those, get a video done. I actually recorded a video before I left on vacation, but didn't get a chance to edit it and upload it. And several people had requested that I do a video on the Ledger Nano X and how you add a passphrase, which will make your configuration more secure. So as I've shared, I don't believe that Ledger Nano X seed phrases are exposed due to this new recovery service, but a lot of people don't trust the Ledger platform anymore because they always said the private key never leaves the device, and now they've got this new service that will allow that through user intervention. So if you're a crypto savvy user, then adding a passphrase to your configuration will wipe away all of those concerns as far as your seed phrase being insecure. Unfortunately, passphrases, if someone has your seed phrase, then cracking your passphrase is possible. So it's not a foolproof solution in any stretch of the imagination, but it does add a layer of security to your device. And as I said, I don't believe the seed phrases are compromised, but many people do. And I also got this new Arculus card. The Arculus card is a, I don't see it around here. No, I won't be able. Oh, there it is. It is a cryptocurrency cold card hardware wallet that interfaces with your phone through, and I'm not sure what the, whatever it is, what the protocol is. I don't think it was NFC or whatever. It's not Bluetooth, I don't believe. It's some RFDI interface with your phone. Pretty cool wallet, But we've talked about hardware wallet upgrades and firmware upgrades and all that stuff. And, you know, there's pros and cons on both sides. A wallet like this, you cannot upgrade the firmware per se because there's no way to upload software to it. But they will give you a brand new one if you claim it. And I claimed it and came in the mail. So I'll do the unboxing of that and transfer. There's a 12-word seed phrase with Arculus wallet. So I'll just do a restore onto this new card. So got a lot of new videos coming, got a lot of wallets to play with. We're going to talk about XRP tonight in the news, and then my demo section of the live stream will be on transferring XRP back and forth between exchanges and wallets. I did a video on that, which I thought was pretty clear, but some people, even having watched the video, ask the questions that I thought I answered in the video. I don't mean to be facetious, but I will go over the whole process of XRP transfers. I know they can be a little tricky because of the tag component of transfers. So we'll go over that. But thanks for everyone for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. Let's go over to the big board. And check out everyone that's here. I'm sure Kenny is here. He's good. Gianluca Zizari, thank you for being here. She said she just followed. I appreciate that. Joanne L., always nice to have Joanne here. Frank Rodriguez, Amsterdam Holland, pardon me. Missy Delano, Crypt Work. Thank you guys for being here with me tonight on a Sunday. James Lambert from Wisconsin. Kenneth Wiedner, as usual, Kenny. G. Graham from Santa Shasta, California. Nice. Asil, thank you for being here. I appreciate your support as always. Kent, A1, Computer VA, and Kajo. Now, I talked to the two moderators last night, Dan and JDO. JDO won't be available tonight to moderate. Not too sure about Dan, but I told them both that, I understood since it was short notice that we switched from Saturday to Sunday. And usually when I switch to Sunday, there's a lot of regular viewers that just are tuned into my Saturday night. So when I switch days, there's less total viewers. So hopefully, Dan's here. Hey, Dan. So Dan and I should be able to handle all your questions tonight. So let's jump into the news. I'm just going to rehash an older news story about XRP. It's not breaking anymore, but on Thursday, I believe a judge finally made a ruling on the suit between SEC and the company Ripple. Ripple, of course, is the company that maintains and created the XRP cryptocurrency. And it was a long, drawn-out case. It kind of took me by surprise, but I'm sure there were a lot of people following the case. But I had pretty much given up on anything because it seemed like every time they'd say there was going to be a ruling, the deadline would pass with nothing. And so I thought that maybe they were just going to let this thing slip through the cracks and never resolve it. But finally there was a ruling, and it was in XRP's favor. Yay. Brad Garlinghouse recently opined that the case would end soon, but the fight for crypto wasn't over yet. Ripple Labs scored a victory in the United States District Court of the Southern District of New York, and that's a big district. The Southern District of New York is like the major financial hub of the country, so when something gets ruled on in this court, that's a big deal, right? It's not like, they got a ruling in Arkansas. Nothing against Arkansas, but the Southern District of New York is pretty heavy. Judge Annalisa, Torres ruled partially in favor of the company in a case brought forth by the Securities and Exchange Commission dating back to 2020. Torres granted the summary judgment in favor of Ripple Labs, ruling that XRP token is not a security, but only in regards to programmatic scales on digital asset exchanges. I think in plain English they said that, and it may say it here, that people that bought XRP on exchanges were not buying in a security, and that some institutional investors, it was treated as security. So I don't know how that's going to play out. But that was the big question, and that was good news for the big exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, I guess. I don't know what's going on with Binance and Binance US so much, and Gemini and Uphold never stopped listing XRP, and Crypto.com, the app-based cryptocurrency exchange, at least in the U.S., always continued to list XRP, unless I'm mistaken. They may have delisted it. But I checked Coinbase. I'm sorry. Well, I don't believe Coinbase has relisted XRP. I'm sorry. Yeah, let's check it here. Whoa, it looks like they just did. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like they have relisted it. I didn't think they had. But so I checked Coinbase. I checked Kraken. Kraken has relisted it. I wanted you guys to see me log in. Crypto.com, you can make XRP deposits. So it's good news for all the crypto exchanges, right? We'll see what happens with the second part of that, which was that some institutional investors, they consider it a security in that sense. But I believe that the problem that Ripple was facing was that if they had been lost the case, if they had been ruled against, they would have been compelled to return like a 1 point something billion in investor funds. And as it stood, I don't know what their total costs were. I think there was an estimate of it somewhere, like 200 million or 500 million that they spent on this case. I think it was 200 million approximately, was money well spent, because they don't have to pay back the 1 point whatever billion. So it was, not only a emotional victory, or but it was a financial victory for the company too. So it was very good. I can't talk tonight. I'm still on vacation, guys. All right, let's go to the next story. I believe I've got this. This is the current story that I unearthed in the news. SEC could be waiting years to file appeal in Ripple case. We'll see. That's rather optimistic of Brad Garlinghouse, but that would be nice that, that this ruling will stand for quite a while. According to Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, an appeal by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission would only reinforce Judge Torres's decision that XRP is not a security. Brad Garlinghouse believes the United States SEC will face a prolonged process before having the chance to appeal the ruling in its case against Ripple Labs. Just speaking off the cuff, I believe that both parties, the SEC and the XRP, instead of going into a grueling jury trial, agreed to a summary judgment and agreed in advance that either they would both accept the summary judgment. So in that sense, I believe it's going to be difficult for the SEC to sort of appeal this decision when, in order to avoid a long, drawn-out jury trial, they both agreed to a summary judgment. Well, the summary judgment just came out, and so it's going to be rather difficult for the SEC to, appeal or oppose this thing. However, and this I mentioned this, how Torres ruled that XRP is a security when sold to institutional investors, as it meets the condition set in the Howey Test. In an interview with Bloomberg, Garlinghouse dismissed the institutional sales decision as the smallest piece of the lawsuit. He believes if the SEC were to file an appeal against the retail sales ruling, it would only further solidify the decision that Torres made. He thinks it could be a while before they would be able to appeal this decision. As a matter of law, the law of the land right now is that XRP is not a security until there is an opportunity for the SEC to file an appeal, which could take years. Frankly, we are very optimistic. So good news on that front, right? Because I just assumed that the SEC was going to say, oh, we're appealing it, and then it would be gray again. But maybe not right away. Let's bask in the glory. Binance US also relisted XRP. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Let's see. Joe, hi, Dad. Just transferred XRP from KuCoin to my Trust wallet. The transaction went through on the blockchain, but the new XRP doesn't show up in my wallet app. Old XRP already in wallet there. Well, just off the cuff, the top of my head, it just depends on the format that you used when you withdrew from KuCoin. I haven't been in KuCoin lately. I believe we need to sort of talk about KuCoin too. KuCoin did enforce KYC restrictions on accounts, but if you're in the US, you cannot do KYC. I logged into my account and I tried to go through KYC, and there was no option for US, right? So if you're in the US and you have a US ID or a driver's license or even a US passport, there's no option for you to do KYC. So basically, I'm stuck doing. I think the only thing I can do is withdraw, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of sad because I always liked KuCoin, but you can always find other exchanges, and that's how I found KuCoin. When some other exchanges had failed me, I found KuCoin. But let's go ahead and just get ourselves logged in here and see if, I can't verify. I tried. But let me see if they'll even let me pretend to make a withdrawal. So if, for example, you had XRP and you tried to withdraw it, you need to, let's see, what network are they? It looks like they only allowed XRP. So if you are in Trust Wallet, and I'll have to kind of do this on the fly because I didn't do this ahead of time. Apologize for that, but it shouldn't take too long. If you are in Trust Wallet, and I don't know, you said you had old XRP in your Trust Wallet. I've never heard of old XRP. I don't believe XRP has changed. Now, some people may have what's called Binance pegged XRP, and I have XRP here. This is XRP. I don't know that there's old or new, but if you don't see XRP proper, you might be looking at Binance pegged XRP, which you could swap in Trust Wallet. But if you just go up to the top right and hit those settings icons up there, you might be able to enable XRP. You'll notice there's several flavors of it. You know, the Binance Smart Chain based XRP, the Solana based XRP, the old Beacon Chain based XRP. So maybe one of those is what you had in your wallet before. And so really all you have to do to see XRP is just enable, enable the token, right? You can enable them all if you want to, and just like see what's in your wallet. As you can see, I have 0 XRP, but if I had any of these other XRPs, they would show up as well. So if you transfer, and if you see the old XRP, I think you're saying you had some in there, and it's not showing up. The first thing I would say is, how long has it been? A lot of people, after 5 minutes, they freak out and send me an email or a text and say, hey, where's my XRP? So if it hasn't been 24 hours yet, you might need to just wait, right? Sometimes withdrawals and deposits on KuCoin can take up to 24 hours, depending on the situation, right? And I don't believe that KuCoin ever delisted XRP. So, I mean, that's not the issue. They didn't just recently re-enable it, but it's always been there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if it's telling you that the withdrawal is complete, it should show up in your wallet soon. One thing you can do is check your address, right? Now, if you pulled up some weird XRP like XRP Binance Smart Chain and tried to get an address for it, it probably wouldn't have allowed you to use that address in KuCoin, right? So if you had regular XRP, now I can't find it, and you did a receive, you don't need the tag. We'll talk about that a little more later. That's your address right there, that starts with a little R, and that's the one that you would paste into KuCoin or share it with yourself so that you have access to it in the KuCoin desktop. Or, I don't know, you might be using the KuCoin app on your phone, and you could just roll over to that and just paste that address in there. So, yeah, I don't know, just depending on what you did, I don't know. But if you were able to withdraw it somewhere, you obviously were able to get a valid XRP address from your Trust wallet. So maybe you just need to wait. All regular XRP. It's been 5 days? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. And that, if it's been 5 days and you don't see it in your wallet, then, like I said, confirm that is in fact the right address. You can go into your Trust wallet, you can look at that address, and then go over to KuCoin and look in your withdrawals, like your recent withdrawals. Click on that, make sure that that address that you sent to is the same address that you see. It won't match mine, but just make sure those jive, right? If there's a withdrawal, and then you can look in your Trust wallet and see your receiving address, and there's a match, then you need to contact KuCoin. If it's not a match, then you need to figure out what you did. If you sent it to the wrong type of address or did something like that. Yeah, 5 days is too long, for sure. Sorry about that. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. They don't listen to me. They won't even take my KYC. Yeah. Anyway, let's finish up with the news. I don't want to get too bogged down in tech support this early. Let's go over here to the next story. Court says SEC could have informed Coinbase. Well, wait a minute. I want to make sure that there were some other, let's see. Yeah, I think I talked a little bit about that there are a lot of exchanges that are relisting XRP. I mean, I know we're there, right? Following the victory, Gemini said it will relist, Coinbase said it will relist, Binance US. So, I mean, if you want to read that article in more detail down below, this is the full article. But as I've demoed to you guys, I haven't demoed Kraken, but Kraken has relisted it. Coinbase has relisted it. KuCoin always listed it. Uphold had never delisted it. And I guess Binance US has relisted it. So good news for Ripple, right? And let's see, what else we got here? We've got, I wanted to show you this story, which is linked below. I think we will win. Coinbase buoyed in case against SEC after landmark Ripple XRP decision. If you're not aware, Coinbase had also been sued recently by the SEC for securities violations, and claiming that a lot of the tokens that were being traded on Coinbase were in fact securities. Well, the Ripple case is going to help them in their defense against the SEC. Coinbase's arguments in its legal case against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission have been strengthened as a result. Paul Grewal, chief legal officer at Coinbase, told CNBC. After a key court ruling went partially in favor of cryptocurrency firm Ripple, on Thursday, the judge, we went through all that. The ruling was cheered. One such exchange is Coinbase. For exchanges, for tokens that are listed on exchanges, for regular investors, there's no question that this ruling strikes a blow to the idea that somehow securities are being traded when people go on exchanges and trade the assets. Boom. I think we will win. Now, I thought we would win before this decision. We think this decision has only further strengthened the case, he added. Part of Coinbase's optimism stems from we all know that, right? I think it would be a mistake to assume that in every instance and in every transaction, the securities laws do not apply. That's never been Coinbase's position. I don't think it should be anyone's reasonable position. But if you but he's just saying it, right? If you literally replace the letters XRP with the letters for any other token, SOL, Solana, Poly or Matic, MATIC, I believe Polygon and Matic and Solana were both accused of being securities by the SEC. So they'll probably come back and be able to say that they're not, or they'll have a better case, right? So the XRP ruling is good news for Coinbase in its case against the SEC. And then another. I was going to tell you this story. Court says SEC should have informed Coinbase that exchange was violating security law prior to public listing. So, the SEC approves Coinbase as a publicly traded company, right? They approve their application to be a publicly traded company, and they get listed on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange or wherever they got listed, right? Coinbase Exchange is a publicly traded company. So they approve their application to be a publicly traded company, and then they turn around and say that they're in violation of security. So almost opposite opinions. So there's a court saying, well, SEC, if you think that Coinbase is trading securities, then why did you approve their application to be a publicly traded company? It's a valid question. Of course, the SEC is giving a bunch of gobbledygook saying, well, just because we approve them to be a publicly traded company doesn't mean that, we think that they're compliant with every law in the book, right? Which I guess kind of makes sense. Let's see, here we go. Simply because the SEC allows a company to go public does not mean that the SEC is blessing the underlying business or the underlying business structure. Really, it seems to me that would be like fundamental in your approval process, right? Is this company, doing what a company should be doing, right? Well, just because we approve them doesn't mean that we approve their business model. Seems like a oddly contradictory kind of logic there, right? There is no evidence being put forth that the SEC looked at specific assets and made specific determinations and then gave Coinbase comfort that this would not later be found to be a security. But the judge said, well, Coinbase probably, it's not crazy for Coinbase to think that they were doing was okay because it was exactly what you let them do when you issued the S1. So basically, the judge is saying, look, you approved their application to be a publicly trading company, so it's not unreasonable for Coinbase to assume that what they're doing is okay with you, right? It just seems really weird that the SEC would approve them to be a publicly traded company and then turn around and say you're violating securities laws. So I think things are starting to go the way the cryptocurrency exchanges are gaining the upper hand in their, struggle against the SEC. The SEC is looking more and more in error, or ridiculous in their statements and policies, right? So this is good news for the crypto community, right? I wanted to throw, hey, Scott, good to have you here. New Yorkers and some others still can't trade XRP on Coinbase. Frustrating. Although I believe Gemini is a New York-based exchange. So if Gemini lists XRP, then I'm assuming people in New York will be able to use Gemini. Now, I don't know if people in New York are able to use the Crypto.com app on their phone, but I know that it's pretty universal across the U.S. states. I don't know that there's many states that you simply can't use the Crypto.com app in, but it's possible. I don't know. PMW786, do you know if you're restricted from using the Crypto.com app in New York? Because I know you can trade, deposit and withdraw XRP and trade XRP on the Crypto.com app. Now, you may not be comfortable with that. I'm just wondering about whether or not that's possible for you. But New York has always been a hard place to trade. They're very strict on their crypto laws. So yeah, maybe Gemini might be your answer as far as New York is concerned. But I wanted to get into CBDCs a little bit. They've been in the news lately, and let's see. Yeah, I'll do this first one here. CBDCs can restrict citizen spending, economist warns. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling him that CBDCs are ominous because it will allow whoever's controlling the central bank digital currency to restrict you from spending certain on certain things, like for instance, ESG, you might have green points and then, restrict you from buying too much red meat or restrict you from buying too much gas or whatever. They can restrict purchases of certain things. And my friend was like, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory. And I'm like, well, I don't know about that. But this article is saying that, yes, an economics professor in the U.S., Eswar Prasad, has warned that governments can program central bank digital currencies to restrict purchases made by citizens. Now, this could mean certain things. This could just mean a person, right? They could just go, we can't. You're no longer allowed to use CBDCs because you owe taxes or back taxes, or you've been convicted of a felony, or for whatever reason, a government has the power, using CBDCs to simply just restrict anyone from using them because they can be fine-tuned. So let's hear what he has to say. One of the dangerous aspects of CBDCs could be its ability to enable authorities to decide how people spend their money, right? He's talking about not restricting the person, but what they spend their money on. Given the programmability of CBDCs, governments could input features such as expiry dates and the ability to purchase some things and not others, which is kind of what I was talking about. Like you might only get an allotment of 2 tanks worth of gas over a certain amount of time, right? And so it might restrict your ability to buy gasoline if you decide you want to drive across the country. That's just me spitballing. According to the professor, though these government-sanctioned digital currencies, authorities could stop people from buying harmful or socially undesirable products, including drugs, guns, ammunition, or pornographic content. Right? However, warned that if governments use CBDCs as conduits for economic or social policies in a targeted way, it could affect the digital currency's integrity and even compromise the independence of central banks. Right, so if they start restricting purchases, people might refuse to use these and find other ways to get what they want, right? When the government outlawed alcohol back during the Prohibition days, people figured out a way to get alcohol, right? And, if you can't buy beer with your CBDCs, people will figure out other ways to buy beer. Believe me, they'll trade something else for it, toothpaste for beer, or they'll just work for it, I'll mow your lawn for beer or whatever. So, yeah. It's kind of hard to control people when it comes to stuff like, especially alcohol. If that, for those of you who know the history of the Prohibition, you'll know that Prohibition was a complete failure. It was a complete failure to try to restrict the U.S. population from buying alcohol. Anyway. And then another story concerning CBDCs. Brazilian CBDC allows government to freeze funds a developer finds, right? So they were able to analyze the blockchain code for the new Brazilian CBDC and reverse engineered the code behind the Brazilian central bank digital currency and discovered an unsettling feature. The government has the ability to freeze funds and adjust balances. Blah, 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 blah. They tend to keep things closed off. The ability to freeze or arrest amounts is protected by current legislation in Brazil, according to the central bank. Brazilian banking authorities did not respond to requests for comment. All right. First, it was educational. Brazilians are scared, he said, due to the nation's financial history. In the 1990s, the country's president froze finances for all Brazilians for 18 months. They will try hard to adopt it, and they have the power to do it. As a blockchain developer, the only thing I'm asking is please provide public smart contracts and let Brazilians know what the central bank is doing. All right, try to be more transparent. But yeah, I mean, we kind of always knew this, right? Back in the early days when they started talking about CBDCs, it was kind of taken as a good sign by the crypto community that banks were like into crypto, maybe not in Bitcoin, but, behind crypto blockchain technology. But as time goes by, the specter of central bank digital currencies has become more ominous and more negatively viewed in the crypto community. All right, so let's move some crypto around. I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about in the news. We went a little bit over. Let's see here. I bought some XRP in Coinbase a couple days ago. That's good. Yeah, I'm sorry about what happened to you, Joe. That really sucks that you made a transfer and it's been 5 days and you haven't seen it on the other end. I don't know your total situation as far as if that was a test transfer, if that was your mother load or whatever, but if you still have some XRP on KuCoin, then you might want to think about just swapping it on KuCoin for something more mainstream like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then transferring that out from KuCoin. Like I said, I don't know if that was all of your XRP that you tried to transfer or what the situation was. But yeah, 5 days is too long. But if you have your, if you look at your withdrawal history, you should be able to contact tech support and let them know that, hey, I made this withdrawal on this date. Here's the transaction hash, in your system. And, can you find out what happened to this? It never came to my wallet. So, and I know it's hard to get a hold of people at cryptocurrency exchanges, but they usually have support ticket like somewhere, in their support section, wherever it is here. It's got to be in there somewhere, right? In your account somewhere. Anyway, yeah, you'll have to just deal with their tech support pretty much. But let's talk about some other. Here, I wanted to scroll down just a little. I'm trying to catch up. Thank you for being here tonight, Scott. I appreciate it. California is restricting residents from staking on Coinbase. Received an email from Coinbase about this. Now, yeah, California. No one can deny that XRP is the most transfer-friendly crypto. Yeah, I don't like when people promote cryptocurrencies on the live stream. If you have a specific question about transfers or things like that, that's great, but don't just come in here and start spouting about cryptocurrencies. I wanted to log into Kraken and maybe make a purchase of XRP. But I wanted to show you guys how I log into Kraken. When I log in, I thought I had logged out. Doggone it. I thought I had signed out. All right, can we sign out? All right, let's try sign in. Okay, here we go. So I wanted to show you, I have a password manager that allows me to, save my logins. But when I log into Kraken, they want verification. And we had talked about hardware two-factor authentication last week or the week before, and I don't use my YubiKey for a lot of my logins, but I do use it for Kraken. And so basically when I log into Kraken, I need to put the YubiKey in my USB port on my desktop, and then let's go over here. You should be able to see it, right? It's over here I've got it in my, and I just touch it. Oh. Oh. Well, it worked before. I don't know why it's not working now. Let's try. Maybe I talked too long. Let's try again. There it goes. All right, there, did it that time. Okay. Thought I was gonna have an epic fail there for a minute, but it came out okay. So yeah, that's one level of a layer of security you can add to your cryptocurrency exchange accounts. We were talking about keeping your phone safe from SIM hacks. And a SIM hack is when an attacker or a scammer or somebody manages to transfer your phone account to their device. And then from there, they can receive calls and texts on your phone. But they cannot log into accounts that require two-factor if your two-factor is a piece of hardware or Google Authenticator on your device, right? They can transfer your phone account over to their device, but that doesn't give them access to your Google Authenticator codes because those codes are device specific. But it does allow them they can cause all kinds of mayhem in your life because they can go through your emails and see usually banks don't support Google Authenticator for some bizarre reason, and they still rely on SMS verification. So, but the point is that there are ways, even if your phone is SIM hacked, that your accounts, your cryptocurrency accounts at least can be protected. And, you know, if you try to use your phone and you realize you've been SIM hacked, you're not getting calls, and you ask your friend to call you and it doesn't go through, and you know you've been SIM hacked, then the first thing you do is contact your bank, you know, and tell them, hey, you know, I've just lost my phone, don't do any transfers, that kind of thing. So rough stuff, yeah. But I do have a link down below in the description for a service called Efani, which will lock down your phone against SIM hacks. So that's something to consider. It's kind of a little bit expensive, right? It's going to add, they transfer your phone service over to them. Everything just kind of gets migrated. So you still pay your phone bill, but you pay a little extra for the Efani service. But, you know, for a good peace of mind, it's worth it. But I just wanted to kind of point out that two-factor authentication does a very good job of protecting your accounts in many situations. So now we're in here. Let's see if we can buy some XRP. Let's just call XRP and click there and see what it's going to allow me to do. Let's do 50. Oh, I need to tell it, yeah, I want to use my Chase account and I want to buy 50. And hopefully this will go through. It's going to cost me 99 cents, so I guess I'll get less than 50. I seem to remember that I seem to remember that Kraken allows me to make my withdrawals right away. So now that I've bought some XRP on this exchange, let's see if we can't move it over to my cryptocurrency wallet, right? And we have a lot of opportunities. Why don't we do the Trust wallet? And so if I tap this, and I think I already did a share, right? So I did a receive, and then I shared the address with myself, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look over here and see if it did come in. I don't know which email I sent it to. Yeah, it wasn't this one. Let's go back. I think it was my personal email. Did I get anything from Trust? Yes, that's it. All right, so I've got this email from Trust. Let's confirm that is my XRP address. It looks good to me. So now we can copy this into our clipboard, and we can go over to Kraken, and let's do transfer and withdraw. Okay, they're telling me to be careful. Okay, that's fine. Ripple. And yes, I can only withdraw to a Ripple. I need to add the address to my so-called whitelist, which we can do. So we'll click that. We'll call this Trust Wallet, so we know where it's going. And the address we'll paste in here. We don't need a destination tag when we're sending it to our own wallet, so we can skip that part. So we'll click Add here, and they'll send me an email. I believe they're going to send it to my CryptoDad email. I believe that's the email I use for KuCoin, Kraken, pardon me. Okay, that's that. There it is. They want me to confirm that withdrawal address. We'll confirm that. All right, they've approved that. So now that I have added a confirmed address to my account, I should be able to make this withdrawal now. Oh, I want to make a withdrawal, and I don't need the destination tag. Let's just send 50% of the XRP out, and the trust wallet address is the only one I have, so it's showing up as a default. You could add more than one, right? You can have multiple withdrawal addresses, but in this case, we'll just do our trust wallet. We'll hit withdraw XRP. We'll confirm that. XRP fees are fairly inexpensive. That's less than 20 cents. We'll click withdraw, and then we should see it come into our trust wallet, hopefully soon, right? We won't have a problem with it. Just kind of wait and see what happens. All right, maybe it'll be 5 days for us too. Okay, and since I've never sent XRP into this wallet, I need that 10 XRP account activation, and we sent more than that, right? There's the reason. We sent 32, but once it gets into the trust wallet, we'll only have access to 22 of it. There'll be $10 stuck in that wallet in perpetuity. There are certain utilities you can use to kind of get that 10 out, but you know, I just kind of count it as lost, right? At this point, it's not a whole lot dollar-wise, but I mean, if XRP goes to the moon and it's worth like 50 or 60 bucks, it'd be kind of a bummer that you have 10 XRP stuck. But that's just the way XRP wallets work, unfortunately, right? There's always that $10 activation that's required, and then that 10 XRP just gets stuck in there. But as I mentioned, like with a Ledger wallet, there is, when you empty it out down to 10, there are some utilities that you can use to get most of that 10 out, like the XRP toolkit, you know. But as long as you're using the wallet, then just don't worry about the 10. Just think of it as the account fee for opening the account. It's like, let's hang out just a bit and see what it says. Okay, now it says sending. Let's see what happens over here. There, okay. So it came in to our trust wallet. And of course it's going to bubble up towards the top. And I don't see anything that says that it's confirming on the blockchain. I know that Bitcoin transactions take maybe 5 or 10 minutes to fully confirm, but my recollection of XRP was that it's quite fast, one of its features. So we seem to be okay as far as that transfer went. So keep in mind that I did not need that tag. And I get that question constantly, that people are telling me, a lot of people will tell me that they'll say, how come I can't get the tag out of my wallet? And I'll say, because you don't need it, and then they'll say, well, the exchange wants the tag or is forcing me to give them the tag, but they aren't, right? We were able to withdraw from Kraken without the tag. We just left it blank. Let's see, why don't we do a transfer to an exchange from my wallet and see how that works out. And let's go ahead and use my Ledger wallet. So where should we send this? Why don't we do our friend Uphold? Well, why don't we do Coinbase? I mean, Coinbase is saying that they've got XRP listed now, so let's see if it works. So I'm in Coinbase Advanced. The fees are cheaper. And so when you're in Coinbase Advanced, if you want to make a deposit, you need to be on the proper pair. So like if I say deposit here, it's not going to give me XRP because I've got the BTC dollar trading pair up here. So, but if I switch it to the XRP trading pair, then when I do deposit, it's going to give me the option of depositing XRP. So we'll click on that. And then when we deposit on an exchange, the exchange requires the XRP address and the tag. So let me show you on the ledger. Okay, Carpe Diem says, be careful with whitelisting an exchange address. If the broker removes the network, that might also affect the address, meaning the address might no longer be available. Well, yeah, if you're making a deposit, you want to just double check that that address is still available for making deposits. I always generate a new deposit address every time I make a deposit. But as far as if the address suddenly becomes unavailable for withdrawals, then you might need to re-add it. Yeah, but I mean, I think the main thing it's there for on Kraken is for them to force you to double check your address, that you're not just willy-nilly giving them any old address. You kind of have to, in other words, it gives an email confirmation so that a bad actor wouldn't be able to just hack into my account and make a withdrawal without first doing a email verification. But I mean, if the address is already whitelisted, I guess if the attacker gained access to the account, that could be an issue, right? Anyway, yeah. But as far as I'm concerned, I always do a verification of the address every single time. I don't just rely on I never just willy-nilly send crypto into a saved address that I have in my wallet. I'm too paranoid to do that. But anyway, okay, so we've got these two addresses. We've got the address and the tag, right? So let's grab the address. I'll do the ledger one first. So here's my XRP account. I'm going to do a send, and I'll paste in the address of Coinbase. And then I'll just go back to Coinbase and grab the tag, and then paste in the tag. So it's pretty straightforward. I think that the tag showed up. I mean, sometimes, I'm thinking of Stellar. Sometimes with Stellar, it's weird. It's like you have to enable the tag. But with XRP, the tag is already there, right? This is a deposit. Or I'm sorry, when I'm sending using my ledger, the tag field is ready. I know I'm getting you guys confused. This is not XRP. I'm sorry, this is not XLM Stellar. This is XRP. Anyway, all right, so you need both when you're sending to an exchange. Let's see. Let's do 20 XRP. It's not that much. I'm just doing small amounts. And now that I'm sending cryptocurrency out, I'm going to need to authorize on the device, right? Let's see. Whoops. All right. So here's our device. If you're not already in the XRP app, you should be. And if you're not and you try to send, the Ledger Live will communicate with the device and tell it, hey, he wants me to try to send XRP. All right, so here's a breakdown. That's the address of our Coinbase. We can go back and just eyeball it back and forth to make sure it's the same address. Nothing is like gotten messed up in the cutting and the pasting. And then we'll hit continue. It asks me to open XRP on my device. And I'm going to need to authorize this outgoing transaction on my device. So we can navigate forward using the right button. Right, there's the address. There's the destination tag. We can even go back to Coinbase and double eyeball that destination tag. Make sure it's the same tag. It is. All right. And then just go ahead and scroll through the rest. All right, I'm sending 20. There's a small fee. There's the destination. There, and then we sign by clicking both buttons. Now, I'll show you the same thing with the Trust app as well. We can do that as well. Maybe we'll try making a deposit over on Uphold, just for the heck of it. Right? So it should have gone. Did it go out? Or did I? What? That was weird. Did it go out or did it not go out? I'm pretty sure there was a check mark and I said okay. Unless I was screwing around. Okay, there. Sometimes I doubt myself, right? Yeah, so there it is. There's our outgoing 20 XRP. And Coinbase should, I can go over to the portfolio and do a refresh of my browser and see if the XRP comes in anytime soon. So not yet, but hopefully that'll be shortly, right? Hey, P. Wizzle, thanks for being here. Paul, Sniffer in Chief just subscribed. Oh, that was funny. Okay, let's do another refresh and see if we can't see that there. The XRP arrived fairly quickly, and it's available. So it's not, the XRP has always been very fast and reliable. I've always liked XRP in that respect, right? When you make a transfer of XRP, it comes and goes very quickly. So that's a good deal. Why don't we try sending some XRP over to Uphold, see how that goes. And just do several different types. All right. And let's get ourselves logged in here. And I'm going to need my two-factor. Okay, there it is. Okay. So if the source, if we want to make a deposit, and I'll turn off this camera over here because we're not using our ledger. We'll use Trust Wallet. Our source is going to be an outside source. Well, let's do the destination. The destination, we want it to be XRP. Whoops. We want our destination to be our XRP account, right? Not the network, the account, because we want to make a deposit into our account. Apparently, there's some in there already, which is good. The source will be an external XRP. In other words, I want it to come from the XRP network. All right, and so now they're going to say, don't forget your tag, because we need the tag. They're going to give me the tag, and I need to use it when I send the XRP, or it won't get there properly. So there it is. Now, how are we gonna? This might be a little tricky, but we're gonna soldier through. What we want to do is transfer the XRP that we have in our Trust wallet, that small amount that we deposited in there. We want to transfer that from this wallet over to Uphold. And remember, there's gonna be 10 stuck in this wallet forever. So just gonna have to live with that. So we'll do a send, And the address I can scan, right? Because I have the icon there for opening up the camera. I can scan the XRP address. Now the amount, I'll just max, which is 22, right? We can't send it all. I'm going to take these decimals off because that sometimes freaks out the wallet. And then the destination tag, I can also scan. Whoops. Oh, it just wants me, it's just going to tell me. They used to, oh, okay. See, when you tap in the destination, they'll open up the camera if your destination tag is a QR code, but they don't do that with Uphold, right? So I would recommend cutting and pasting it because I've mistyped a memo before, but I'll go ahead and type in the destination tag myself this time. 6, let's take a look at it so we can see it, right? 641627287, right? So I'm just going to eyeball it, but you have to be very careful when you do this stuff, especially on large amounts. I prefer to cut and paste. So in other words, I could say cut this into my clipboard and then send an email to myself with that number and then check it on my phone and paste it into the Trust app. That way I wouldn't have to, rely on my bumbling typing skills. But I can eyeball this. It's not that long. 641627287. Looks good to me. Right? 7287, 627287, right? So we'll tap done. So we've fulfilled both parts of the address. We'll tap next. They're going to charge us a little bit, I guess. Should be okay. It's very small. And off it goes, I guess. Hopefully. Yeah, well, I'm down to basically nothing in the account, except for the 10, which you won't ever see as part of your balance. It'll just be stuck in there. And then we can go back here to Uphold. Now, I'm not sure as far as Uphold goes, how they... let's go... Hey, R. Sham, thanks for subscribing. We can go here to recent activity, and it's already showing up as a deposit that's being processed. So 22 XRP from the network has been transferred, from an outside wallet on the XRP network into my XRP account in Uphold. So, once you see it processing, it's pretty much there. It might take it a while to become spendable on Uphold. I'm not sure. But, in the case of, now it says done. Oh, no, it still says processing. But, over on Coinbase, they can... it's available in my portfolio, right? I have access to it. So I could trade it now if I wanted to. Let's go back here. I don't know why they make it so hard to trade. It would be nice if you just had a trade next to it, but I don't. But, if you went up to spot and, went to market, you could sell it for US dollar, right? They're acknowledging that I have 20 in there. I could sell it. So it's available. And let's see here. I don't know why it would take so long to process. Well, it still says processing. Okay. Hey, Dad, do a video on using XRP Toolkit to remove the 10 XRP that you will not use anymore. I'm not a huge fan of XRP Toolkit, and I've never really felt the need to worry about that little smidgen of XRP. I know some people do. I guess for some people it's just the principle of the thing, but as you know, as I mentioned, I just look at it as an account activation fee it's paid, and I don't even think it's of it being there anymore. But yeah, some people. I never liked XRP Toolkit, but it's not a bad idea for a video, for sure. Let's see. I'll just kind of look at questions. I think I've done both directions for XRP transfers. I hope it's clear to everyone. I also have a standalone video. Okay, I made a new withdrawal. Well, that's already showed up, so we're good with that, right? And we're logged into KuCoin. Yeah, it's kind of sad about KuCoin that I can't use it anymore. I liked KuCoin because there were a lot of coins that weren't listed in the US, such as XRP, but a lot of other little coins that you couldn't find other places. It was KuCoin has a lot of coins, so it was quite helpful for me in many respects. Like if I wanted to get my hands on a coin that was not traded on Coinbase or somewhere else, I could just put some Bitcoin in my KuCoin account and buy that coin, you know. So I'm kind of sad to see KuCoin, you know, restricting US users now. And it's funny that I didn't see any kind of announcement from them saying US users are now restricted. It just said, please do KYC, right? And I go to do KYC and I can't because I'm not in the US, right? You do this and you're like, okay, verify, and you select your country, and US is not in there, right? There's an, oh, see there, before it just wasn't in there at all. So I'm sure that a lot of people were calling him and freaking out and going, why is US not in there? And so now they've added it and said it's not supported, right? For all those people that were bombarding them with requests for why can't I find the US in there? Well, so they put it in there and stuck in not supported. But I think it was a little underhanded of them to just say, hey, do your KYC, and not even indicate that if you were in the US that you couldn't go through their KYC process. And as I mentioned, you know, for me, a couple days ago, it just didn't show up in the list of countries at all. So I'm sure a lot of people were just like, what is that? Is that a mistake? So now they've made it clear by saying, hey, you looking for US? Not supported, right? And that's the extent of their, you know, big announcement that they're not supporting anyone in the US, is that it's just not there, right? Oh, you can't do it. You can't do KYC if you're in the US. So kind of disappointed in that. But hey, I'm sure they were under a lot of pressure from the powers that be in the US. Maybe if Coinbase wins their case and some other crypto exchanges start getting the upper hand, KuCoin will allow US users to use their services. We can only hope, right? KuCoin had great security, yeah. 10 XRP will be the cat's meow in 2025, maybe 2030, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if XRP is worth $100, then that 10 XRP would be $1,000 stuck in your wallet. So then it would behoove you to get it out, right? Hey, Dad, yeah. But, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that I might look into XRP Toolkit and do a video on how to get that $10 out of there. It's not $10 yet, but it could be. Maybe in the next few months, XRP might hit $1 again. We'll see. Then it might make sense to go after that $10. The $10 is $10. Can you still do a transaction on KuCoin? I believe the only thing I can do as a U.S. person that's not verified on KuCoin is withdraw. I don't believe I'm allowed to trade anymore unless I'm verified. I don't think you can do it unless you're verified. I don't really have anything in there. I don't know. They might let you trade whatever's in your account at the moment, but I'm not going to be able to make any new deposits. I haven't looked into the whole thing, but I'm severely limited. To enjoy the full range of our products and services, we kindly request you complete the verification process. That may have been because I was trying to spot trade. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is, from what I understand, I'm not going to be able to trade anymore, and I won't be able to make deposits even with crypto, which is really disappointing. Yeah, because KuCoin's a great crypto exchange. And I always thought that they kind of flew under the radar by not allowing fiat deposits of US, but now I guess they're worried even for people that are using them to trade. I don't know what the percentage of people that are savvy enough to trade on an exchange that does not allow fiat deposits and withdrawals. I think the vast majority of people that are trading crypto on, say, Coinbase or Robinhood or whatever, like they want to deposit a certain amount of dollars, buy Bitcoin, and then trade it back to dollars when the price goes up. And they may or may not know how to withdraw that crypto to their own wallet. But the kind of people that are savvy enough to use an exchange that does not accept US dollar deposits, like KuCoin, I believe in the past, you could use a credit card to buy Tether, even if you were in the US. They didn't require you to verify to do that. But I think, even there are a lot of exchanges out there that you can use simply by depositing crypto, making a trade, and then withdrawing crypto. I think there's a very small percentage of crypto users that are savvy enough to do that. So I'm kind of surprised that they would restrict people like me that never put US dollars in or out of KuCoin. I just deposited crypto, swapped crypto, and withdrew crypto. But, I guess they just decided that was too risky for them. You can apply for a digital residency in Palau. Well, there you go. Palau. 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 Okay. In Oceania. I'll have to keep that one in mind. Right. Hey, there's Jellyfish Lake. Looks pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, KuCoin is zero trading for USA clients. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That's disappointing. Sell and withdraw. Switch to MEXC. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing as far as crypto exchanges. This one. Oh, this isn't MEXC. This is something else. This is, you can swap cryptos on this one, and you don't need to register. But MEXC, I think I'd heard of that. Yeah, I don't know that I ever signed up for this one. Your IP and if you're going to use this exchange, I think you need to use a VPN because they've identified me as being in the US. MEX does not provide services to users in the country region where I'm located. Well, All is not lost with KuCoin to the USA, but you have to look into the digital residency option with Palu. It's under RNS Global. You can KYC with KuCoin through this. You signed up. Oh, okay. Let's put that in our... Okay. Okay. I thought, well, every time I've tried to log into MEXC, they flag my IP address. But there are a lot of exchanges where you simply just need to use a VPN, and they don't require for you to like verify to sign up for an account. So you just use your VPN and pretend that you're in Argentina and log in and set up an account with your email, and you're okay. And a lot of exchanges will allow you to make small, or they give you a limit. Like they'll say, okay, if you haven't verified your ID, you can only withdraw $10,000 a day. And to me, that's not a obstacle for me, because I'm not throwing 10, 20 grand up back and forth between exchanges. It's usually like between 100 and 1,000. Okay, so you use MEXC with no VPN. Okay, well, I'm just looking at I'm just reading what I see here. It's telling me I can't use it because I'm in the wrong region with no VPN. So, and I think that happened to me before, and that's why I've never used this one. But this one works just fine. But it's kind of stressful, because you have to trust them, right? So I don't know that I would want to send an entire Bitcoin in here and then sit on pins and needles until I get my ETH out. But you can do it, right? You just tell them your address, like, okay, give them my Ethereum address and say, okay, there's my Ethereum address. And they'll say, okay, send us 1 Bitcoin, we'll send you 13 Ethereum, and we'll send it to that address in 5 to 30 minutes, which, it works, but it's a little, stressful, But I don't know. I don't know how long it'll be before the powers that be try to block stuff like this too. But there used to be another exchange very similar to this that got kind of shut down, or they shut down. Mutiny is new. Okay. Yeah. Disregard that warning. Okay, Carpe Diem, I would be curious to know about that residency option for Palau, right? But I don't know what RNS Global is. I tried that. Oh, I said MS, right? What did you say? RNS. I thought that's what I put in there. Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming up for me. Oh, is this it? Yeah. Ugh, I don't know. Maybe I'll just Google the process and see if I can figure it out, but yeah. I'm not averse to trying that out, because I do like KuCoin, and it's a shame to not have it anymore. Well, yeah, I'm using Bing because I'm using Brave. Okay, so the uphold has confirmed. RNS Global. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have Facebook or LinkedIn. Oh, here it is. RNS is the world's first blockchain native digital residency platform. I think that's what you're talking about. Let's see, RNS. I think that's what you're talking about. Is this it? Just let me know. Join late, watch your videos, great advice. Big problem, cannot create a subfolder under Ethereum to move my XDC from Uphold to my Ledger. Now I have my test XDC stuck on Ledger and Ethereum. I have tried moving XDC from an exchange to my Ledger, and it never worked right. It got lost, and luckily for me, it was only a small test transaction, but I'm finished with XDC. So I can't help you because I've never been able to make it work. I was going to do a video on moving XDC from Uphold to Ledger using mycrypto.com. I went through all the motions. I had my I had XDC on my Ledger. If I can find it. I may have taken it off. Maybe I did. Okay, I don't see it on here anymore. We can try and add it again in my Ledger. But it didn't work for me. And I had transferred some into mycrypto.com, and it appeared to, it showed up and had been working fine. And then when I went to record my video and I tried to do some more, and I pulled up the address, it was empty. And there was, I knew that that was the correct address. Let's go back to accounts here. Let's see if we say add through my Ledger on the XDC network, connect my wallet, everything goes good. And then it says show empty, and I pull up this address. How do you make this happen? Okay, there. There, this, I don't know why it says, well, it says Ledger account. Okay, look at that address. We'll go over to KuCoin. We'll go back here to the funding account. We'll look at XDC. Right? And we'll do a withdraw. And you'll be able to see there that I made a withdrawal of 20 XDC from KuCoin to that exact same address right there, E65, right? Well, there it is right there, and it's empty. There's no XDC in there. So I don't know. I think XDC is flaky. That's why I stopped using it. So sorry I can't help you. Oh, I did find it. Good. I knew I'd find it sooner or later. Just that generative AI helped out a little, didn't it? Darn that AI. Yeah, so sorry about the XDC thing. I would love to help you. I've been through the ringer with XDC. I had so many people asking me about it, and I finally figured out how to, transfer it to a ledger, and I did, and now it's gone. So I just, yeah. So sorry about XDC. I would love to help you, but I can't even help myself with XDC. I don't know what the deal is with that crypto. It's really weird. All right. I'm not going to hang out too much longer. Somebody commented on my last live stream and said it should be edited down to an hour. And I thought, well, I don't know. It just depends on the mindset of the person that wants to join. I mean, most of you guys that join me on Saturday night have no problem sticking around for the 2-hour live stream. And I think a lot of people, I think Scott mentioned that he watches it, he might watch it at like up the speed of, like on 1.5 speed to kind of get through it quicker. But yeah, I think I'll, being a Sunday night, I think I'll cut out a little bit earlier tonight than usual. Yeah, so sorry about the XCC. Went through the motions trying to use MetaMask, but I went mad, hence the new name on this platform. Yeah, I mean, I've tried, and I got to the point where I thought I had figured it out enough to start recording a video. I actually started to record the video on XDC and then realized that previous withdrawal had suddenly disappeared from my ledger, and then I was like, screw it, So yeah, sorry about that. Lost my 40 XDC because of the mix-up. Yeah, lucky. Well, it looks like I think I may have lost more than just 10. It looked like I used like I've done, it looks like I did 20 different, and this one never showed up either. This one that I tried to send to my ledger address didn't show up. And so, yeah, it looks like in all, I lost $60 worth, well, 60 XDC tokens total. Yeah. So anyway, thanks guys for joining me on a Sunday night. I'm going to wrap it up early because I just drove back from Fort Wayne earlier today, and the cat was happy to see us. We left the cat here because we were only gone for like a couple of days. We'll pick up the dog tomorrow. You can't just leave a dog here all by himself. But the cat was fine. The cat's happy to have us back though. And thank you, Kenny, for all of the news stories. Thanks, Dan, for being here tonight and helping with the moderation. Appreciate it. Thanks, everyone that participated and subscribed. I appreciate you guys always. I will be back again next Saturday. What is this thing? Yeah, I will be back again next Saturday at the regular time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. So join me again for the live stream from Michigan next week. I'll look forward to some of these unboxing videos, the cold card. A lot of people have been asking me about the cold card, so I will get those done this week. So keep your eyes peeled for some new videos and some new content this week. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. I appreciate it. Have